The mountain air had been crisp that autumn day 7 years ago, carrying the scent of pine and approaching winter. I'd been 23, restless, seeking solitude in the backcountry trails where cell service died and thoughts could breathe. That's when I heard it, a sound like wind chimes made of glass, coming from a collapsed cave entrance half hidden by moss. I should have kept walking. Instead, I'd pulled away rocks until my hands bled, following that ethereal sound deeper into darkness. And there she was, Kale, though I wouldn't learn her name until much later. She lay pinned beneath fallen stone, her skin luminescent like moonlight on water, eyes swirling with colors I couldn't name. Not quite silver, not quite violet. Impossible. Please, she'd whispered, her voice resonating in frequencies that made my chest vibrate. Help me. It took 2 hours to free her, my rational mind screaming that this couldn't be real even as my hands worked frantically. When the last stone shifted, she stood with inhuman grace despite her injuries. Up close, I could see through her skin to something that pulsed beneath, not organs exactly but constellations of light. You saved me, she said, reaching for my face. Her fingers were warm, surprisingly solid. In my world, this creates a debt. Before I could respond, she'd pressed something into my palm, a necklace of crystalline metal that seemed to breathe. It was beautiful and alien, its surface shifting like liquid mercury frozen mid-flow. Keep this safe, Cameron, she said, somehow knowing my name. Never let anyone take it from you. Wait, who are you? What? But she'd touched my cheek with infinite gentleness, and the world tilted. When I blinked, she was gone. Only the necklace remained, warm against my skin, and the fading echo of wind chimes in the cave. I'd stumbled down that mountain in a daze, the necklace hidden beneath my shirt. I told no one. Who would believe me? I barely believed it myself. Over the years, I convinced myself it had been oxygen deprivation, a hallucination from altitude. But the necklace was real, solid, impossible to ignore. I wore it every day, tucked beneath my shirts, a secret reminder of the impossible. Life moved forward. I got a job as an architect, dated occasionally, tried to build something normal. But every night, I'd touch that necklace before sleep and remember glowing eyes and a voice that resonated in my bones. 7 years. 7 years of wondering if she'd been real, if I'd imagined the whole thing, if I was slowly going insane. Then she knocked on my apartment door on a Tuesday evening, looking exhausted and terrified and heartbreakingly real. Cameron, Kale said, those impossible eyes finding mine. I need your help again. And this time, the debt might cost you everything. I stood frozen in my doorway, my mind struggling to reconcile memory with reality. She looked different, older somehow, though her alien features made age impossible to judge. Her luminescent skin had dimmed, stress lines creasing her forehead. The otherworldly confidence from 7 years ago had been replaced by something raw and desperate. May I come in? She asked, glancing nervously over her shoulder. We shouldn't be seen together out here. I stepped aside, and she flowed past me with that same liquid grace I remembered. My apartment suddenly felt small, ordinary, inadequate. She moved to my window, peering through the blinds at the street below. You kept it, she said softly, turning to look at the necklace I still wore. Even through my shirt, she could sense it. I wasn't sure you would. I tried to take it off once, I admitted, closing the door. It wouldn't budge. Eventually I just accepted it. Accepted that maybe I was losing my mind. You're not. She crossed the room to me, and suddenly we were closer than we'd been even in that cave. Cameron, I need you to understand something. That necklace, it's not just a gift. It's a key to my homeworld, and it's been broadcasting your location since the moment I gave it to you. My hand instinctively went to my chest. What? I had no choice. Her voice cracked with emotion, so human it startled me. My people were hunting me. I'd stolen classified coordinates, evidence of a conspiracy that could destroy both our worlds. I needed to hide the key somewhere they'd never look, with someone from a planet we've kept isolated for centuries. So you used me. The betrayal tasted bitter. I saved you first, she countered, stepping closer. That cave collapse wasn't an accident. I crashed there, fleeing from those who wanted me dead. You could have left me buried, but you didn't. You risked everything for a stranger who didn't even look human. Her hand found mine, fingers intertwining. The touch sent electricity up my arm, the same sensation I'd felt 7 years ago. Not quite physical, not quite something else. I've thought about you every day since, she whispered. Monitored your life from afar, made sure you were safe. Watched you build your career, your relationships. I told myself it was just to protect the key, but She looked up at me, vulnerable. Cameron, you've been in my thoughts like a song I can't stop humming. Kale, I breathed her name for the first time aloud. They're coming, she said urgently. My people have finally tracked the signal. We have maybe hours before they arrive. I need to know, will you help me? Will you trust me enough to come with me, to help me expose the truth before they silence us both? What truth? She pulled away, pacing. That your world isn't as isolated as you think. That Earth is being prepared for something catastrophic. And that necklace holds the only proof. Show me, I said, surprising myself with the certainty in my voice. Kale's eyes widened, colors swirling faster, hope mixed with fear. She reached for the necklace, her fingers brushing my collarbone as she lifted it from beneath my shirt. The moment her skin made full contact with the crystal, the entire apartment vanished. We were standing in space, or rather a projection of it. Stars wheeled around us, planets and cosmic formations I'd never seen. My breath caught as Earth rotated before us, but it wasn't alone. Massive structures orbited in the shadows of the moon, invisible to human technology. Harvesting stations, Kale explained, her voice tight. My people have been mining Earth's electromagnetic field for decades. Small enough amounts that your scientists attribute it to natural variation. But it's accelerating. In 5 years, maybe 10, your planet's magnetic field will collapse completely. That's impossible. We'd know. Would you? She gestured, and the projection shifted to show data streams, altered reports, funded research that led nowhere. My people are experts at manipulation. We've done this to 17 worlds. Earth is just the latest. I felt sick. Why are you telling me this? Because I can't stop it alone. She dismissed the projection, and we were back in my apartment. But she didn't let go of the necklace, or my hand. That key contains unaltered data, real projections, evidence that could force my government to abandon the project. But I need to get it to the opposition faction on my homeworld. They have the political power to stop this. And if you don't, Earth dies and billions of humans with it. Her voice broke. Cameron, I know I have no right to ask. I used you, put you in danger without your consent. But you're the only person in this universe I trust with this. I should have been terrified. Should have called someone, demanded she leave, done anything sensible. Instead, I cupped her face with my free hand, feeling the warmth of her impossible skin. When you saved me in that cave, I said quietly, I told myself it was courage. But maybe it was something else. Maybe some part of me knew that moment would matter more than any other in my life. Cameron, I'll come with you, I said firmly. But I need to know something first. Was any of it real? The way you looked at me, the way you said my name, was that just part of the mission? She leaned into my touch, and I felt her tremble. I've spent 7 years trying to convince myself it was. That you were just a convenient hiding place, a tactical decision. But Cameron, I've watched you from light years away and felt my chest ache with longing. Whatever this is between us, it's the realest thing I've ever known. Before I could respond, every window in my apartment exploded inward in a shower of glass and blinding light. Kale moved like lightning, pulling me down as energy bolts scorched the air where we'd been standing. Through the shattered windows, I glimpsed figures descending, humanoid but wrong, their bodies encased in armor that seemed to absorb light. Hunters, Kale hissed, dragging me toward the bedroom. They found us faster than I expected. What are we? She pressed her palm against my chest, and the necklace flared with heat. Power surged through me, foreign and intoxicating. My vision sharpened, time seeming to slow. I could see the individual molecules of air, the trajectory of each energy bolt before it fired. The necklace is synced to you now, she explained rapidly, pulling a device from her jacket that unfolded into something resembling a weapon. It will protect you, enhance you. But Cameron, you need to trust your instincts completely. Don't think, just move. A hunter crashed through the doorway. Kale fired, and I dove right, my body responding before conscious thought. The enhanced reflexes felt natural, as if I'd always been capable of this. I rolled, came up running, Kale's hand finding mine as we burst through the bedroom window. We should have fallen 7 stories. Instead, Kale's other hand activated another device, and we floated down, surrounded by a shimmering field that bent light around us. Energy bolts seared past, but we were already moving, landing in the alley and sprinting toward the street. Where are we going? I gasped, amazed I wasn't more winded. I have a ship hidden 3 blocks from here. If we can reach it. 2 more hunters materialized ahead, cutting off our escape. Kale cursed in her own language, shoving me toward a side street. We ran through the labyrinth of my neighborhood, the architecture I'd studied professionally now becoming our salvation as I led us through shortcuts and hidden passages. "You're good at this," Cale said, almost managing a smile despite our circumstances. "I designed half these buildings. I know every." I pulled her into a recessed doorway as a hunter passed within feet of us. We pressed together in the shadows, her heart racing against mine, or something like a heart, pulsing with that strange inner light. "Cameron," she whispered, her face inches from mine. "If we don't make it, we'll make it. But if we don't, I need you to know." Her eyes found mine in the darkness. "Meeting you changed me. Watching you these 7 years, seeing how you live with kindness and creativity and hope, it made me believe my world could be better. That I could be better." I kissed her then, tasting something like starlight and electricity and home. She made a small sound of surprise before melting into me, and for a moment the hunters, the chase, the dying earth, all of it vanished into the simple truth of her lips against mine. Then energy bolts struck the wall beside us, and we were running again. Cale's ship wasn't what I expected. A sleek pod barely large enough for two, hidden beneath a holographic disguise in an abandoned warehouse. We tumbled inside as hunters converged, the hatch sealing milliseconds before energy fire struck. "Hold on," Cale commanded, her hands flying over controls that materialized in the air. The ship shuddered, then shot upwards so fast my vision tunneled. Through the viewport, I watched my city shrink to nothing, the curve of Earth emerging against the black. "They're following," she said grimly, checking sensors. 3 pursuit craft. We won't make it to the jump point before they intercept. Then we fight. "Cameron, this is a courier ship. It has no weapons." I touched the necklace, still warm against my chest. "But we have this. You said it was a key. What does it unlock besides your homeworld's coordinates?" She looked at me with sudden understanding. "The data stores aren't just evidence. They contain access codes to every installation in Earth's orbit. We could shut them down," I finished. "Broadcast the truth to everyone, your people and mine. It would mean never going home for either of us," Cale said softly. "Once we transmit, both our worlds will hunt us. We'd be refugees, fugitives, wandering the outer colonies forever." I pulled her close, the ship shaking as weapons fire grazed our shields. "I stopped having a home the moment I met you. Everything since has just been waiting for you to come back." She kissed me fiercely, desperately, as if trying to memorize the taste of this moment. "I love you," she breathed against my lips. "Across 7 years and light years, and every rational reason not to. I love you, Cameron. Then let's save your world and mine." I held up the necklace. "Show me how to do this." What happened next existed beyond language. Our minds linking through the necklace, consciousness expanding to touch every satellite, every harvesting station orbiting Earth. I felt Cale's presence intertwined with mine, our thoughts merging as we sent the data cascading across 2 civilizations. Truth, raw and undeniable, flooding every network. Evidence of conspiracy. Coordinates of installations. Projected death tolls. And through it all, a simple message in both human and alien languages. We refuse to be complicit in genocide. The pursuit craft fell away as our transmission reached Cale's homeworld. I felt the moment the opposition faction received our data, felt the political shockwave begin. Earth scientists suddenly seeing what had been hidden. Governments confronting the impossible. "We did it," Cale whispered, tears streaming down her luminescent cheeks. I held her as the ship jumped, reality folding around us as we fled toward the unknown. The necklace pulsed one final time before going dark, its purpose fulfilled, its secrets shared. "Where do we go now?" I asked. She smiled, brilliant and beautiful and free. "Everywhere. Nowhere. Together." And as stars blurred past and Earth fell behind, I kissed her again, knowing I'd found something more precious than safety or home. I'd found someone worth crossing the universe for.